I've had some people asking me, Leo, how are the fires going in Australia? Are they near you yet? And what's going on? Well, it's actually quite a complex conversation this. It's very dynamic. We're in a massive drought and it's the perfect firestorm really because everything is so dry. I can hear some bush cicadas there, which is nice. I haven't seen any in the suburbs as yet. I have been taking lots of video with my iPhone of the fire activity, and it's been going on for about a month now. And I've been taking lots of screenshots of how the fire, which is closest to me, has been progressing, and I'll show you that up the end of the video. It's a beautiful warm summer's day. It has been fairly windy, and that's only making the fires more angry and making them worse. And I'm just trying to find a little spot where I can get to a vantage point down on the cliff face. I've just got to be a bit careful where I walk and watch out for the Joe Blakes that are snakes. Okay, I'm at the cliff interface here and it gives me a really nice vista of what's going on. And I'll point out to, oh crikey, that wind's bad. Going out to the east there, and I'll just crawl around like this. There's a giant smoke tail to a fire that started many kilometers away from here, and with the way the wind's blowing, it's going to get closer and closer to this part of town. It's a nasty wind, I can tell you, really nasty. It keeps blowing my hat off. Don't like the wind. I hate this wind. I'll just use this tree to steady the camera to get a shot up there. So that fire there, I'm calling it the Gospers Mountain Fire. It originated in the Wallamite National Park near a place called Glen Davis. And to me, when I think about Glen Davis, that's a long way from here. And it's really one of these fires that never seems to want to go out. They've done everything they can to put it out. Giant air tankers have been here. The biggest we've got's a DC10. We haven't got the global air tanker here yet. And unfortunately, we haven't got the military involved yet. I don't understand why. That fire there is not the only fire. If I scoot to the west, there's a fire up in the Blue Mountains area, and that's its smoke plume right there. So thinking of that beautiful valley there of all those wondrous trees and the fires off in the northwest, if we get a northwesterly wind, that fire is a hop, skip and jump, and it's right next to us. And of course, where I live in Sydney, lots of people love to live right next to the bush, and that is the worst area to be, of course, when there is a bushfire. It's the wind that's killing me. I just keep losing my hat. I don't like it. Big fires are fascinating to look at from a distance, but crikeys, they get really scary up close. Let me try to escape from here without getting taken out by a drop bear or a loop snake. It's a beautiful trail here. I've never been out here, but it's a great view of the fire which is in that direction. And I'll try and talk over the wind gusts that are coming through. I'll show you a map of New South Wales, and all the little diamonds on the map are fires and things. The blacked out areas are where either fires are burning now or parts that have been totally burnt out. I've got a YouTube friend who lives at Kempsey, Mescal, and he had been detailing to me how chronically bad it was up there. And what happens is that little fires that are started by lightning and other things, without saying what other things are, all join up to be mega fires because it is just really the perfect firestorm season. As for the fires around Sydney and just in general, I think what's going on is there are just too many fires and too few resources to deal with what's going on. And I have been looking at flight radar and seeing where that DC10 has been moving around. And put it this way, that wonderful tanker can't be everywhere, and I think that's part of the problem. Okay, we sort of need 10 of those tankers. But then again, like in conditions like today, with the wind and all, you can't do anything because you need clear air to be able to use those types of things. Of course, there's the air crane, helicopters, all sorts of other things have been helping put out the fires, but in these conditions, I think they're fighting a losing battle. And the last time there were big fires like this was back in 1994, and they say the same thing will happen where the fire to the northwest of Sydney will end up tracking into Sydney and also basically burn out to the coast. It's bad. It's really bad. And now I'll just show you a bit of a time lapse from some pictures that I took of the fire map, and you can just see how rapidly this fire has progressed over basically 3 weeks. Okay, so if it gets monstrous like that in 3 weeks' time, like I say to people, imagine it in another 3 weeks. I don't think it's going to be a very good end result. I might finish with this here. You'll know this shot. Many times I looked at a storm at my house, and if I go in that direction there, that's the same smoke of the fire that we just looked at, and it puts it into a perspective of where I live versus the smoke in the sky. All this is in nature's hands, because I tell you what, I don't think the fire services have any control on this at all.